All right, what's going on, everybody? We are back for another edition of the Auburn Recruiting Show. We've got a good one today because we're going to be talking to this gentleman behind me. I'm pointing one way, he's to the other side of the screen. Tony Fair is his name. Graduate transfer defensive tackle from UAB. Entered the NCAA transfer portal 1 week ago. Auburn reached out. 2 days later, the Tigers offered. He also picked up offers from schools such as Ole Miss, Michigan, Iowa, and some others. And he is now set to make a decision. We're recording on Tuesday. He's going to have a decision Wednesday afternoon around 2 p.m. Central Time. That's a big deal. That's a big target for Auburn. He's got a final three of Auburn, Ole Miss, and Purdue. Now, if you're Auburn, you look at your defensive tackle situation and you say, well, Jeremiah Wright tore his ACL this spring. He's certainly questionable for the fall. Jay Hardy recently entered the transfer portal, a guy that would have been in his second year with the program, maybe could have helped as a reserve. So you're sort of thin. You move JJ Pegues from tight end over to defensive tackle during the spring. So you need some help. And this is a guy, Tony Fair, again, a graduate transfer. He will have 1 season of eligibility remaining. He wants to make it big. He wants to go out with a bang and catch the eyes of the NFL and do something and play for an elite program and play against elite programs. And that's why we think Auburn has an excellent chance to pick him up on Wednesday. Now, why am I bringing this up? One, because again, he's going to be announcing a day after we record this. And two, guess who our special guest is today? That's right. It's Tony Fair. Yeah. And let's tell you a little bit about him before we get to the interview. 2 seasons at UAB, before that, Pima Community College out in Tucson, Arizona. I've actually been to that school. I went out there a few years ago when Auburn was recruiting Jordan Agasiva, an offensive lineman who ultimately picked another school. But in 2 seasons at UAB, Tony Fair, 6'3", 330 pounds, 56 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss, a sack, a fumble recovery, and 3 forced fumbles. Now, again, final 3, Auburn, Ole Miss, Purdue. How did Purdue sneak in here? We're going to ask him, but it's worth pointing out he's an Indiana native, so something to keep an eye on. But Auburn, we think, is in a pretty good position here, and we're going to talk to Tony Fair right now about what is going into his decision and what he likes about each of these 3 programs, and specifically Auburn, since that's who I cover. And we'll get to that right now, our interview with Tony Fair on the Auburn Recruiting Show. All right, we're now joined by Tony Fair, graduate transfer from UAB, defensive tackle. Tony, you're listed at 6'3", 330. That's one of the first things people always want to know. Is that accurate?
Okay, so the 6'3" thing is very accurate. They killed me with the weight. The weight, I am actually 345 right now. On my highlight film that I posted, I was 363. 363. So, yeah, I was 363 on that highlight film, and then right now I'm 345.
All right, what is, and I should point out, we've got your Instagram page behind us, T Fair, TFAIR __. Everybody give Tony a follow. You're going to be announcing your decision Wednesday, obviously around 2 p.m. Central Time. But Tony, what is a good playing weight for you? What do you think is the ideal playing weight at the next stop for you?
So I would think, I've never seen my best self yet, and that is exactly where I'm trying to get to. But I believe my ideal playing weight is anywhere from around, 325 to 330, and then solid up the rest of my body, with workouts and everything.
Okay. Well, when you're a little bit lighter, why does that make you better? You tell us.
Well, it makes me quicker. I mean, I'm already fast as it is.
Okay.
To be this big, it wasn't official, but when I was 363 last year, I ran a 5'1" 40 time at UAB. We run the 40s and stuff, so I ran a 5'1" at 363. So I know I could be much faster if I lose this weight.
Okay. What's the most you've ever weighed?
The most? Whew.
Yeah, you can be honest.
Coming from, okay. I can't,
hey, hold on a second. You're hemming and hawing here now. Wait a second. You gonna get your answer or what?
Man, it was too big, man.
Were you ever over 400?
No, never reached 400.
Okay.
Though. Never. I was close to it. So when I stopped playing at Indiana State, man, I don't know if many people noticed about. I had a whole situation there where I had a concussion situation, and they disqualified me from the program. So, I sat back and they asked me if I wanted to be a coach or get into being a manager. I took the manager job. That's when I gained all my weight. I gained like 50 pounds, literally, off of just sitting on my butt and stuff. And I was stressed out. Didn't think nothing was going to work again. But my brother asked me to come down to Arizona, Pima. And I went to Pima Community College. And then when I got there, I was 373.
That's big. Yeah, that's pretty big.
That was that's the biggest I've been. So
big.
being at Pima, I got down to 363, 355, back and forth from there. And then that's just where I was at.
Well, I've been to Pima before. I've been to the University of Arizona and Pima, which everybody should know. If you're heading south from Phoenix down to the University of Arizona into Tucson, before you kind of get to U of A, you would turn right to go to Pima, kind of up in the hills, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Beautiful campus, but Tony, they got some pretty good Mexican food down there. How did you? I think I had like 3 meals just in 7 or 8 hours the last time I was there. But tell us about the JUCO experience, because it's kind of feast or famine. A lot of guys go to junior college. The junior colleges, we never hear from them again. Sometimes it's talent, sometimes it's academic, sometimes it's they just couldn't cut it. But you went down there and then ended up going to UAB. You came out of that situation better than when you arrived? How did that happen?
Oh, most definitely. Going into junior college, like I told you, I lost everything, man. When they told me I couldn't play football, they disqualified me. So when I went to Pima, it was like a wake-up call. It said, like, basically, get your ass on board or you're going to lose this whole football experience, because, we can only play football once in our life. Once it's over, it's over. So, it's just with everybody coming there and stuff it's all, it's crazy, man. It's just like, it's a grind. It's hard because only a few can make it back out of JUCO, because you're so free in a way. Like you have a schedule, but you're free. It's you. If you don't go to practice, that's on you. If you don't get up and go to class, that's on you. It's Tony, not no on-campus stuff.
Sorry, is it hard being at a junior college when just right down the road, the University of Arizona is playing big-time Pac-12 football every weekend? You're playing in front of a few hundred people. It had to have been a little bit.
It was, man. It was like a little stressful, but then it showed me, like, man, if you work your ass off, you get back up the street. So that's what I was looking for. It was like, it's just all the work ethic thing. You gotta let it motivate you and not downgrade you.
All right, UAB, you end up there, you play 2 years, you have a solid 2 years. I went over your statistics in the intro. Bill Clark, head coach, done a great job there. Tell us a little bit about him and what that program did to get you to the level you're at now, where you have these Power 5 schools kind of stumbling all over each other trying to get to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to speak on Bill Clark first. One of the greatest coaches I've ever dealt with. That man, he's building a whole new program over there. He told us that. He told us if we want to be there and we want to win, just follow his steps and everything's going to work out just fine. And that's exactly what happened. We went to the championship 2 times being there, and all we had to do was follow his plan. His coaching staff that he has there, everybody's on board with him. Like, everybody's on the same page. And when Bill Clark brings in these players, he's like looking for the sleeper players, or those guys that would have to go JUCO, in a way, I want to say, because I called it a D1 JUCO in my eyes, because we were all ballers coming from big schools, and just think we were great. Yeah, but he put us together and made us work together.
Well, you liked him. You say a lot of good things about the program, so it couldn't have been easy to decide to leave, I guess, right?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't easy at all, man. It's a little deeper. It had nothing to do with Coach Clark at all. It was more like what was going on in our D-line room. Just we would headbutt about things, me and my D-line coach, not the players. And we were like, actually, it wasn't just me. It was the whole D-line. We were all headbutt with our D-line coach, and it wasn't a good situation for me. So it was just time for me to get out before I had another season like last year. Because, first season, I started every game. The next season, it was like half the reps, and it was going to get worse from there, and I didn't have time for that.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have time. You need to be somewhere you felt where you're going to get maximized. It's your last year, it's your money year. And that's not to say anything negatively about UAB, just a kind of a situation that arose. So now you're down to 3 schools: Auburn, Ole Miss, Purdue. People say, wait a sec, Purdue, but you're from Indiana. You're from Indiana. Yeah, what's the selling point for Purdue? How close are you with those guys? How good a job are they doing recruiting you?
So with Purdue, they're doing a hell of a job, man. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest. So I wasn't thinking Purdue coming out of UAB, but like you just said, they are close to home. And then the coach over there, D-line coach, Coach Hagan, I am very close with him. That's my guy right there, man. And I know what he's done. Like, he's taken Texas to a top 4 defensive team. And that's all I'm going there for, is for defense. I'm trying to ball with my next squad. So yeah, it's Coach Hagan, and then there's another coach there called Coach Shepard, and he was at Bishop Lewis with me in Fort Wayne, so I have a close connection with them over there.
Okay. Ole Miss also in your final three. Well, you said top three. I'm assuming is that officially your final three as well?
Yeah, that's my final three.
So Ole Miss, SEC school, boy, exciting offense. They need some help on defense. What's their big pitch to you?
The big pitch from Ole Miss is really they just need a big guy on the inside. They need a big guy. And you know one of the main reasons I was gonna go to Ole Miss is because that's like another school from up north that we talk about that a lot of people don't get offers to. So it weighs heavy when you say that up north.
Okay. And then you got Auburn. That's obviously the school that I cover. And they offered you 2 days after you entered the portal. You've talked to all their coaches, but which one have you talked to the most? D-line coach Nick Eason, Derek Mason, the defensive coordinator, the head coach Brian Harsin, Darren Usher, the director of recruiting. Who have you spoken to the most from Auburn? And what is their big message to you, Tony?
It was like a together effort from them, actually. But I've talked to Nick Eason a lot over Zoom calls and things. We just had conversations. Everybody's very proactive with me, man. They're trying to make sure I come there, and they're trying to make sure they turn me into a guy that I've never seen before. So that's what I'm really excited about.
Okay. Nick Eason from Georgia, played at Clemson, played in the NFL, coached in the NFL. Those are a lot of big things to a lot of kids. What is it to you that he has that kind of resume?
It means a lot. I mean, it doesn't get any better. You ask for firsthand experience from somebody that's done it, and he's doing something that I'm trying to get to. Like, I'm trying to get to the NFL. He's done it already. I'm trying to be drafted. He's been drafted already. And then from a coaching standpoint, he coached in the NFL too. So it's just like he got all three things on lockdown. So what is there not to like about him?
All right, let's just go over. I need you to kind of spell it out for me. You're a defensive tackle, obviously, but
yes,
you're more of a zero technique, right?
I'm okay. Let's
tell us.
We got clear the air now.
All right, let's clear the air.
So you know, I told you I didn't get bigger until I got to college and stuff, where I hit this 300 range. I can play across that whole front with ease. Like, being honest with you, I'm fast enough and quick enough, and I know how my body moves. So I can play across the whole front with ease, but I sort of adapted to that nose position when I got to junior college. My coach, Coach Monaco, he told me that he was going to make me a dog in the middle because I was already that big. I was just swollen up. So, like, why not put his ass in the middle? So that's exactly what happened. He turned me into this dog in the middle, and then I accepted it. So I could really play across the whole front. But, yeah, the nose spot, I'm really good at it now.
Okay. So Auburn, like when you talk to Derek Mason and you talk to Nick Eason and they say, Tony, this is the role we as coaches have for you, and here's why we think you can do it. What is the role first? What do they see you doing? And then how do they see you helping the program?
They got
to get you, obviously.
That's the hope, man. But we got to start in the middle. That's what they're telling me. It all starts from the middle, and then it moves to the outside after that. So if I could dominate the inside being there, then everything else is going to open up for us.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because old school people in football will almost always tell you build a program from the inside out. And so it's interesting to hear you say that. All right, final decision. We're recording, I should say, Tuesday at about 6 o'clock Central Time. And we're not going to get you to spoil anything, but in your head, have you made a decision? You know where you're going yet?
Yeah. Like I said, I talked it over with my family. It's been like 2 days I went without talking to coaches right now because I just wanted to clear my head and make sure I was in the right state of mind when I made this choice. I don't want to pick a team based on their fan base. I don't want to pick a team based on their the popularity rank with just the country. Like, I don't want that. I want to pick a team based on where I'm comfortable at and where I can flourish and my teammates is going to ball with me. Well,
let me ask you this, without getting you to give too much away, think about what you're going to say here. What were the deciding factors? What did it really come down to for you, Tony?
So at the end of the day, all the teams were saying the same thing, that I was going to start. I could work my way up, and basically it's just everything sounded good. So now the last deciding factor for me was where I wanted to be, location wise. All right. That's my last deciding factor because everybody said the right thing.
Well, that's it for the football questions. But Tony, I got some surprises for you here. This is going to be pretty lame. I'm just going to warn you here. So bear with me here. First of all, how old are you? I need to know how old you are.
Man, I'm shoot. You just asked me. I got to remember myself. I'm 25.
Okay. Well, hey, look, I'm almost twice as old as you. Are you a movie guy at all? You're from Indiana. Your bio says South Bend. Did you grow up in South Bend?
Yes, sir.
How many times have you seen Rudy? You're a young guy, and you're about 3 times bigger than Rudy was, by the way. So how many times have you seen it?
I've seen it once in my life, to be honest. Once in my life.
What did you think?
And I can't even tell you because it was a long time ago. It wasn't recent.
Okay. Now, this one's really bad. Tucson, Arizona, great college town, but a great movie town too, Tony. I'm going to add, I know.
Well, if you mean by great movies, if you're talking about First 48, I've seen that plenty.
Oh, no. Tony, I'm in my 40s, bro. Okay. We're going way back. Okay.
All right.
Revenge of the Nerds. You ever heard of that?
Gosh, no, I've heard of it.
Of the Nerds. Okay. Listen, 1980s, early 80s, 84, 85 in that range. You need to see that movie filmed on the campus of the University of Arizona, just a few miles from where you
I did not know that.
And it's one of the funniest movies you'll ever see. But Tony, that's it, man. You're at peace with everything, it sounds like. Last thing, we'll go back to football. Once you announce your decision, and we should point out it's going to be announced on Twitter and I think Instagram as well. You have the same login, you have the same screen name for both, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did that on purpose, so it's not hard for anybody to find.
I wish more people did. TFAIR__. Look up Tony Fair. He's going to be announcing Wednesday, again, 2 p.m. Central Time, Twitter and Instagram. But once you make your decision, when do you plan to be on campus at your next school?
I mean, it's time to get rolling.
I mean, you'll be there next week. I mean, when can you be there?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it. So I got to situate everything here where I'm at right now in Birmingham. I really got that stuff down packed. So really, it's just finding a place. Once I find the place, then I'm out.
What's the one restaurant where you're going to really miss when you leave Birmingham? There's got to be one.
Oh man, it's 2. I'll give you 2 of them. We got
free advertising here.
Man, we got Wings Plus the third, and we got American Deli, the best chicken I've ever had.
Okay. All right, that's it. Tony Fair, UAB defensive tackle. Again, check out his Twitter and Instagram, Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central Time, TFAIR__. Tony, we appreciate your time and best of luck with your decision, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.